AJ thinks the game should run through him. Hurts knows the game has to go through the quarterback. I agree with Jalen. Game's got to go through the quarterback, not the receiver. AJ doesn't like that because in 22 and 23, the game went through AJ. My man, Big Z. Zander Krause joins us now. Hi.
What up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, I woke up feeling dangerous.
Why? Why are you feeling dangerous there, AJ Krause?
Did you see that? Somebody called me ZJ this morning. I was cracking up. I think we're going to beat the shit out of the Giants this weekend. And then you're 6-2, and you can go into the bye week. And I'm not saying we don't have stuff to fix. I'm not saying it's all perfect, but you go into the bye week sitting at 6-2. I think that's a pretty damn good record. You go in and it's like, all right, regroup, figure out what we can do. You know, I was watching the Saquon thing last night. To your point, by the way, and maybe there is some truth to it, but he was talking about New York when they were franchise tagging him, and he was pissed. He's like, you're going to franchise tag me. You're not going to give me this long-term deal, and you're going to run me the ball 300 times. And I just say that to show you 300 carries is viewed as a lot for a running back. He had 480 last year. So has he been great? No, he hasn't. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, we need him to get going after the bye week. I know that sounds perfect world and stuff, and you have to win every game, but I'm not as worried about him right now. I don't think he lost a step. I think he's coming off a year where he basically had 2 running back seasons in one. I mean, think about that. There's some running backs in the league who didn't get half the carries he got last year. So, that's a big workload. You go into the bye week 6-2. Huh?
For some people, that's a career.
That's what I mean. So I'm just saying, like, that was a big workload last year, man. And if everybody can get healthy and you come in, man, I think we're looking pretty good, Sileo.
How do you think the injury to Juergens is going to affect Sunday?
Yeah, he didn't practice today.
He ain't playing Sunday.
AJ didn't practice today. He was out there, though. Let me look at what John posted. Juergens and Ojulari didn't practice. Calcaterra was back, and AJ was out there but did not practice. BG was out there. Jacorian Bennett was out there.
Was BG full practice?
What's that?
Was BG full go?
I mean, he was out there. I don't know if he was full go from, he just got back. So, but, I assume he's going to play, especially with no Ojulari.
You think they're going to play him Sunday? I thought they'd maybe play him after the bye.
I do because Ojulari's out.
Okay. All right.
Think about it. You got Uche, you got Pat Johnson, you got Jalix Hunt, no Nolan. I mean, you kind of need BG. So, and you're at the depth, you're at the bottom of the roster. I mean, 2 of those guys who were going to play weren't even dressed the first 6 weeks of the season. And now you're deep down into the depths of the defensive end room, which shows you why they brought BG back. But I feel good about this team. They got to get this thing going a little bit in the run game. But again, I just talked about it. I think they're going to get it going.
AJ wasn't even dressed.
No, he was out there, but he wasn't dressed. He didn't practice today.
Is he hurt?
I don't think they put out an injury report yet, so there's no designation. It might just be a rest day. I mean, it could just be that.
A rest day? He hasn't done shit all year.
He's still, he's a 28-year-old receiver. They get there. You know how they are, dude. They get when they want to rest, they can rest. You know how it is.
We think this is the NBA fucking low.
Yeah, it kind of is when it comes to practice. Yeah, it is.
Well, a football team that took all that rest is one of the most banged up teams in the NFL. I mean, bro, I don't know for a passing.
We've been really
you're really pretty good about your passing end. And if you're resting your wide receivers after 4 quarters of football, being 31st in passing, you're resting guys. Yeah. No, wait a minute.
You're not going to make a big deal about AJ out of the practice field,
Wait a minute. You're making it sound like your football team is one of the most consistent passing teams, and you don't need to have your guy.
Not.
He missed the entire training camp. He missed now he's missing this missing practice. It's a work day, is it not?
I mean, it is.
Okay. Hey, I'm sure it's fine. You're the Eagles.
Never did I say we were one of the most consistent passing teams. We're not. We're an inconsistent passing team. But the problem with the passing game is I don't think it got fixed last week. I just think it was a good game.
It's a great start.
It was a good start, but even if you look at it a little bit, still a lot of go balls and just like they're not giving.
That was a good breakdown by you yesterday. That was good.
They're not giving Jalen anything underneath. They're not giving him any quick game. They're not giving him any of that. And you got to get that in. You're not going to be consistent week in and week out, completing 4 go balls. It's just look. It's a nice thing to have. You're going to get them here and there. It's a splash play. It's a chunk play, but it can't be your whole offense. And with the exception of that AJ seam route last week, that was maybe my favorite throw by Jalen of the year. But with the exception of that route, there wasn't a whole lot of evolution in the offense. Kevin Petula was up there yesterday beating his fucking chest. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Shit, man.
Oh, man, I'm getting tired of him. And I was not the guy who was like, blame Petula, but I'm getting sick of that guy.
He is. When he was glazing about that, I was like, bro, I saw Jalen Hurts go like this.
Well, and by the way, the locker room's listening, because if you listen to Nick's speech in the locker room, they posted it up. Nick says to the locker room, great call, Kevin, on that third, to ice the game. So I'm like, he's saying that because he's got to make sure he boosts up his guy, Kevin Petula.
Because we're the only people that call people out.
Dude, Angelo might have had the worst prediction of all time last year with the 5 wins, but the Bobo nickname is perfect. And he dubbed that thing early.
Hey, I don't know, man. I mean, you think A.J. Brown is a leader or cancer?
I think he's a little bit of both. I think he's got some of the typical tendencies that you get from a wide receiver. Some of them are natural and some of them are productive, because receivers want the football. And that's part of what makes them good players, right? Is an unwavering belief in themselves. And as just a man who has goals in life, I can appreciate that. But when you're playing a team game, there is a way you have to go about certain things and the way you have to handle it. And I know people say he's trolling the media. Maybe he is. Maybe it is as simple as that. But we'll figure. We'll see. I think if you look a little bit deeper, because I know people were like, he got 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. All right, he got 4.
He's not happy.
Wait, he got 4 completions. First one was the touchdown off script, where Jalen told him to keep going and got the touchdown. Second one was the seam route touchdown, which was a beautiful play. That was probably the best play to AJ this year in terms of on schedule, on timing offense. Third play was Jalen, 3rd and 15. Jalen scrambles, rolls out to the right, keeps his eyes downfield, gets AJ on a kind of a broken down scramble play. And then the fourth one was the go ball to ice the game. So there wasn't a whole lot of rhythm offense for him. I mean, 2 of them were broke down plays. One of them was the ice the game on 3rd and 10, and the other one was the seam route. So they're not really – he's not really worked into the offense yet, I think, as much as he'd like to, but we'll see. I mean, part of me just says, AJ, shut up. But the other part of me completely understands it, where it's like, I don't think we're going to win if we don't get these guys going. But this team has a knack for winning games, regardless of what we say. So, yeah, and Bob, I agree with you. They're not using it too much, but we'll see. I don't think he's a cancer. I don't think he's a cancer. We won the Super Bowl last year with him. You know what I mean? We've been to 2 with him. I don't think he's a cancer.
Okay.
That's a heavy word.
Well, yeah, I want one or the other. I mean, and you put him in the middle, right? You put him in the middle.
I went Humpty Dumpty, sat on the wall.
Okay, all right. But that can be true though too. I'm not saying you're wrong on that, but what I'm now okay. So I took something from Keith Byers yesterday.
Keith was awesome yesterday.
Maybe the relationship has gone sideways because Jalen's had to be an asshole, and he sees the game through a quarterback's eyes. And AJ sees the game through his eyes and a receiver's eyes. And that's not really cutting it with AJ Brown. And Jalen's had to be the bad guy. I think that relationship has taken an evolution where, guess what? Jalen had to be a heel to him and go like this to the guy. Hey, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm not getting you targets just to get you targets. I'm throwing to you when it's needed to win a ball game. AJ thinks the ball game should go. See, here it is. AJ thinks the game should run through him. Hurts knows the game has to go through the quarterback. I agree with Jalen. The game's got to go through the quarterback, not the receiver. AJ doesn't like that because in 22 and 23, the game went through AJ. 24, there was a new guy in the room. There's a new girlfriend in the room, and that was Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And AJ's got a problem with the other chick in the room, the Gumad in the room, and the Gumad is Barkley. And you know what?
He doesn't seem
AJ,
like he's mad at Barkley, though.
He's not. He's mad at the approach of the quarterback because the quarterback is right. Like,
well, the quarterback is right, but at the end of the day, it's a team game. Jalen can't go out there and play alone. As much as the game's going to go through
I'm on his side on this, Jalen's.
And look, if you didn't have Barkley last year, that team wouldn't have been a Super Bowl team. I mean, they couldn't pass the ball effectively. Okay, so if you're not running the ball well, this is where I think AJ is still right in a certain sense. And this is where it's like he's part leader, but he's also not doing it in the perfect way. But he's not wrong. If Barkley's not going to run crazy this year, and you think you're getting to the Super Bowl with the 30th passing offense, you're not. You're not.
Right now, Jalen's right, though. He's 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, he's 5-2, but look, there's a lot of 5-2 teams. I mean, there's all three out of 4 divisions in the NFC right now have 3 teams above 500. The East is actually the worst division from a ranking from a record standpoint right now. So, you have competition out there. There's a lot of teams in the NFC who are doing well. You're going to have to decipher which ones of them are real, which are pretenders, and which are contenders. This is going to be
a battle to the end.
That's what I mean. Like, you could make an argument, and I'm not saying they are because they deserve the benefit of the doubt, and they've proven it to me through a longer sample size. But it wouldn't be hard to make an argument that the Eagles are pretenders right now. It wouldn't be that complicated, They're not ranked well in anything. They're not running the football well. The defense has given up. Where's my boy Curtis? Curtis sent me something. Or sent
CBS
something
right now is saying that they're outside the top 10 teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't have them that low, but
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, Curtis, where's that damn message you sent about the total yards for this team? Because I'm just saying, here it is. Which team are you sold on more? Seattle, they have 2,450 yards for them and 2,100 yards against. And the Eagles have 2,000 yards for and 2,450 against. That's what I mean. Like, I'm just saying, it's possible for someone to say, hey, the Eagles are pretenders. Now, I don't think they are because you've proven to me through a long enough period of time that you win games. Even if it's ugly, even if it's unconventional. That's a substantial
difference, though, man.
It is. That's what I'm saying. So, AJ is not wrong yet.
Now, those were good teams, though, too, that were in there, too. I mean, did anybody play a tougher schedule?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Some of those other numbers could be a little bit misleading because of the lesser opponents. I mean, how many playoff teams have they played? Shit, the Cowboys might even be a playoff team, right?
I told everybody about the Cowboys. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Everybody wanted to say, Big Z.
Well, I'd hang in there with that defense.
Here's the Nimrods. You're a Cowboy fan. What the fuck? What are you talking about? I watch football. Dak Prescott's playing good football. They got their quarterback back. They got George Pickens. They're a good team right now. They're a good offense, certainly. They're not
getting better.
Team. They're a good offense. Their defense has a long way to go, but
they're getting better.
I also told everybody in the summer, for those who listened, that the Washington Communists were pretenders.
Oh, so you're going to say that on October 22nd?
Back to irrelevance.
Okay, well, the quarterback's out.
Peace is restored in the East. It's the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. Well, here's something in to go to your pretenders with the Eagles.
Uh-oh. Did I give you ammo? Curtis, did we give this guy ammo?
I actually posted this here on my Twitter page. Here's the Eagles' offensive line so far in 7 weeks, through 7 weeks. They're 27th in yards per carry in the NFL. Stuffed runs behind the line of scrimmage. They're the second worst team in the league at 31. Run block win rate, which means when an offensive lineman gets off the line of scrimmage, is that guy winning versus that defensive tackle?
Right.
You're 24th. Pressure allowed rate, pass protection. I thought they pass pro were pretty good in that Minnesota game, actually, but they're 25th. Pass block win rate, you're 19th. You think that's going to turn around because of a bye?
I'll tell you this, me included, if the offensive line is as bad as the numbers insinuate, one guy deserves a boatload of credit right now for where they are.
The quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as some people who might not like Jalen Hurts don't want to admit that, if you're prevailing with an offensive line that's struggling in pressure, struggling in run block, struggling, getting hit behind the line of scrimmage, struggling in pressure, struggling in pass rush win rate, the quarterback's doing a good job. Now, the offense is still simple. And I think that's something that I don't know if it's going to change, because Kurt Warner, did we talk about this yesterday? I think we did talk about it yesterday.
Oh, by the way, he's checking his schedule for us.
Yeah, I saw your text. I forgot to respond to you last night. So,
always remind me of that shit because I'll send something to Baldy and all that stuff. So Kurt's checking his schedule to come on the program.
That's great. But no, I mean, he broke down this offense, and some of it would insinuate it's even deeper than Patullo. And look, I told you guys, I'm getting more and more off the Patullo bandwagon here. I'm not liking the guy right now. I don't like the way, I don't know. There's just something about him that's not rubbing me the right way. And then I look at the way Kurt's breaking down what Shane Steichen is doing and some of these other offensive coaches. And he tweets about the Eagles offense. It's simple. There's no good passing routes. And, the only other problem there, and this is more for the people who are opposite of what I just talked about, is how much of that's on the quarterback. Because the offense is simple as hell. And Prince, this is for you, Prince. I'm curious to see what you think of this, Prince. John says the routes are simple and everything is simple because it's tailored to the quarterback.
It is.
And if you look at some of Nick's prior experience before the Eagles, and before everybody jumps down my throat, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm willing to hear both sides. Nick did not have a simple concept, simple route offense in Indianapolis. Now, yes, it was with Frank Reich, so there's context there. But Kurt tweeted it yesterday. Jalen Hurts' strengths are part of the reason that they have a simple pass game. I don't know who to blame more for that. And Prince is right. Explain 22. Well, it was more RPO based, obviously, and that changes Prince. When you're an RPO, you don't do a lot of post snap reading. And that's where I think Jalen thrives, because one of Jalen's deficiencies, in my opinion, is he's not a great progression reader. He doesn't get to the third and the fourth progression very often, if ever. And that's okay because he's got such great athletic ability and he makes plays over, behind the line of scrimmage when he scrambles and things like that. But, that's part of the reason I think that 22 looks so good is because when you have an RPO, you make that split-second decision and boom, you can go from there. So, look. Prince, it doesn't change the point that the coaches have to build an offense that brings out the strengths of the football player. Are they doing that? You could probably make an argument they're not.
I don't think the offensive passing game has changed anymore from Kellen Moore to Kevin Patullo. It's the same. They're starting to do some cosmetic things when under center now. They're doing.
Kellen had one advantage.
Yeah, he was a play caller in the past, and he knew how to. If he had to throw the ball, he knew how to call pass plays. And he knew situational play calling because he had experience.
That's what I'm saying. Kellen had great situational play calling.
Great.
You get to 35 last week that people have been ripping on, and rightfully so, because that was such a bad call. That is feel. Like, there is a knack to having a feel for the way a game is flown. Where's the hot hand? Who am I feeding here? Where's the weakness? Where are they tired on D? All those different things in the moment. I don't think Kevin has any feel for that. And look, I almost can't blame him for it because he's never done it. He's never done it.
It's so analytics driven. It's not field driven. Vic is a field. Don't you notice the difference in how a guy calls a defense compared to how the coordinators call the games in Philly? It's like there's so much cookie cutter shit in Philly on the offense. You're either doing it this way, that way. When Vic does it, he brings blitzes. There's a feel when he brings pressure. There's a feel when he does it. There's a feel when he brings a corner blitz or a safety blitz. He's got a feel for that game. When I watch the Eagles try to do something, I see and then I went back and I saw that. And I watched that. I see that both wide receivers doing this over their mouth and ripping the approach of the fucking passing game.
Well, that's what you're assuming they're saying.
Well, what else would it be? What's the next book you're reading?
What do you mean? They could be talking about what their wife made for dinner after the game. I mean, they could be talking about anything.
Oh, because that's what AJ's been tweeting about the last couple weeks here. Right. I'm sure you're right.
Come on, man. How many different thoughts do you have in a day?
Hey, but where are you going tonight? Hey, we're going to Hooters tonight. Is that what they're saying on the side?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, no.
Well, you're going to the casino.
Big is saying this. They're bitching about the fucking way the offense is being run. When you got a wide receiver last week on Sunday going, I had to petition the goddamn guy to throw me the ball down the middle of the field. I'm assuming that they're getting tired of the bullshit, and they're going to these guys telling them, hey, I'm open on every fucking play. That's what I'm saying. Dude, I got that tweet too, by the way.
What tweet?
Or that Instagram post by I know what he's talking about.
What?
I said, yeah,
Sileo.
They'll use me here, and then they won't use me here. They'll use me here. They won't use me here. This is how they have gone about how they're going to go the passing game. I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, they use me, then they won't. They'll use me, and then they won't. That's how I see that, man. I waited, and everyone goes like this. I can't fucking dissect what that is. I'm like, you fucking guys telling you. I had a game. Remember, the microphones were on him, too. This is what happened when you throw me the fucking ball.
Well, somebody tweeted to me today, and I haven't had a chance to watch it. Fredo, if you're listening, I appreciate it, brother. But he sent me, apparently Devonta Smith was on a podcast with Pat Surtain and Terrion Arnold, and it's all those Bama guys. So it makes sense that Smitty would go on there. And, you know, I didn't watch it yet, so I can't speak exactly on it. But apparently Smitty said, Smitty was on Pat Surtain's podcast, and when he asked who asked for the ball more, Smitty said he does over AJ, and that when they aren't getting the ball like they should, they lean on each other and boost each other up to speak on the issues. Like, I think Devonta Smith speaks more than people think. He just doesn't do it publicly.
Huh. I'm glad to hear that.
Now, I didn't watch the pod yet, so I can't quote or, can't tell you exactly. I'm taking Fredo's word to, he spoke about it. I'm going to listen to it tonight, and I'll bring you some intel on it tomorrow. But we'll see. I think you're in a good spot. You're 5-2. What do you think the Giants look like this weekend?
Here. I have no idea how they beat you.
Here. What do you mean? You got a young quarterback who's got swagger, moxie, and confidence.
For 7 weeks, their offense is 30th. Pass offense is 26th. Run offense is 25th. Now, these are a little skewed because didn't they add the last couple weeks? Hasn't he only been a starter
since week 4, I think.
Since week 4, so maybe temper these a little. So let me get off the offensive ones, but here's your defense. They're 17th in defense. They're 18th against the pass. Now, here's where you're going to have a problem on Sunday, especially if Cam. Here's the game that will make it close. They're a top 10 run defense.
Well, they got Dexter Lawrence. That defensive line's nasty, man.
Okay. If you can't run the ball, okay, you can't run the ball in this game again, and Dart is able to extend plays like they did. Remember what Vic said about him earlier in the week, in Tuesday. You know what he said? He goes, hey, this guy's an elite runner, man. This guy's an elite running quarterback. And they're 10th in rush defense. All the rest of the numbers suck, except third down. They're like 13th and third down, which means they do get off the field. The Eagles don't. The Eagles almost lead the league in third and outs. So there's some win things in here. I'm concerned about the O-line heading into this game.
Well, if you got no Cam Jurgens, you got Brett Tooth out there. I literally call this guy Tooth like it's his name now. Brett Toth, but
doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. He's out there. I don't know. They're not great in terms of
they signed Opeta?
They brought him to the practice squad.
You think they activate him for Sunday?
I don't know. Maybe.
especially if Cam can't go.
Jason Kelsey loved Sua Opeta back in the day. Remember, he called him a Tesla stock. It's like a Tesla stock. He's fast ascending.
So your center is going to be either Landon Dickerson. Who would you put there, Landon or Mantooth?
Because it's short term, probably Tooth.
So Landon,
I support all the troops except Brett Tooth. Was he a vet? He was a vet, wasn't he?
Hey, I thought he didn't pass protect too bad last week.
No, he was all right.
I thought he was all right last week. Okay. Let me ask you.
When Keith Byers tells me it's the offensive line in the run game.
Oh, it is.
I'm going to listen to him,
You're not going to get that run game going this week. Or you think you do?
I don't know if it's this week, but I mean, probably
Green
not.
Bay and Detroit, you are?
Well, how good's Green Bay against the run?
I think Green Bay right now is
we all know Michael Parsons is a hell of a player, but he ain't. That run stopping's not his ability.
I do think they're sixth in total D, though.
Hey, I can't buy the Packers because of Jordan Love.
I'm with you. It's too inconsistent. Okay,
Pumpkin.
He's too inconsistent. Hey, what about the fact that the Browns have the number 1 ranked defense in pro football once again, like they did 2 years ago? And it's because of one guy on the team, and that guy is, of course, Myles Garrett. They're number 1 in total defense right now. He can't throw the ball, he can't catch the ball, and he can't run the ball. But that fucker, man, is an impact football player on his unit. By the way, the Packers are second in rush defense. The Packers are number 2 in rush D right now, and the Lions are 5th. So coming out of the bye, you're going to take on the second-ranked rush defense and the 5th-ranked rush defense. And you're going to get yourself back in order there? How you doing?
We'll see. If we come out of the bye and we beat the Packers and the Lions.
Oh, yeah, then it's over, man.
I'm going to be insufferable on your show again. Hope you had a good couple weeks of
I hope you
joining in on your bashing.
Okay, wait, hold on here now. So you got a blowout this Sunday.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout because I think they're fighting. I like a young quarterback that believe. I like a player who believes in himself and plays the way they're playing. And look, Scatterboo is he's a good player and he runs hard as hell. I don't know how long he'll last, but right now he's a factor. So they're playing with nothing to lose, and sometimes a team with nothing to lose is a scary team. And it's not. Some teams with nothing to lose don't matter because they don't give a shit. This young group, they want to prove to the world still. Jackson Dart and Scatterboo and this young Giants team. I mean, they still feel like, they have a lot to prove. And I don't think you're going to get you have a Russell Wilson 3-win team. Yeah, you're probably like, yeah, they're down in that, or 2-win team. With Jackson Dart, you can't go to sleep on that team. I just don't think they're going to come into Philly and be able to manage, an upset or a sweep of the Eagles. I have a hard time believing that to be true. If they do that,
If they do that, your team's in trouble.
The listeners are in trouble as who's in trouble.
I
got hate mail last week. They better not lose to the Giants a second time.
How do you think Devonta Smith would do without A.J. Brown if they traded him?
It's a great question by you. Because I brought up, is he wide receiver 1 right now? But how much is the attention still going to AJ that allows Devonta to take advantage of, the mismatches and some of that stuff? So I didn't watch yet, but apparently Quarterback School did a breakdown, and, he kind of highlighted how much, even when AJ doesn't get the ball, he's just getting multiple defenders on defense, and it's opening things up for Devonta, and Devonta's taking advantage of them. So there's no way to tell until Devonta's in that environment. But I'll tell you this much, and I know this isn't a perfect comp. In fact, I know it's a shitty comp, but I'll still say it anyway. I remember in college when Jalen Waddle was wide receiver number 1 over Devonta Smith, and he went down, and everybody said, is Devonta going to be able to do what he did? And he went on to win a Heisman. Again, it's college. I know it's not the same. I'm just saying, I think when you put a lot on Devonta's plate, he's going to be able to handle it. And I think he has the skill set, by the way, to manage number 1 cornerbacks. He's a great route runner, great in space, great hands, great body control. He has what you want. So I think the question more there would
quarterback's not what he needs.
Well, because the quarterback's not a timing thrower. You know, you watch that guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown with the Lions. And I'm going to say something here.
Man.
Does anybody think Amon-Ra St. Brown is a better skill, talented wide receiver than A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith?
No. He's
I
great.
Think he's a great player. I'm not trying to take away from Amon-Ra.
Right. He's a great player.
He's a great player. In fact, I think he's underrated.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can see the way they draw up plays for him. It doesn't rely on his, unshakable talent. It doesn't. It relies on timing and zones and getting the ball at the right time in the right spot. That's why they do these little motions behind the line of scrimmage. Little motion, boom, out to the left. Ball's there. Boom, up, out, route, up, ball's there. That's Amon-Ra's game. Devonta and AJ don't have that benefit, unfortunately.
Nakua too.
Huh?
Nakua too.
Yeah, Nakua too. But Nakua's beastie at some other stuff too. But yeah, you're right.
But Stafford and designing the plays up to get them
exactly right. So, Keith says, can we do that? Keith, I just don't think that's a quarterback's game. And I'm not using that to criticize the quarterback. Just build around his skill set. So you're not going to see that much in our offense. So, it's interesting, but I think Devonta is capable of a lot more than he showed so far through 3 or 4 years with the Birds. I do.
Yeah, but he'll never, ever fulfill that because of the limited type of coordinator you hire. And the quarterback skill set.
Yeah, I mean, look, the quarterback.
How are you ever going to know if he's Jamar Chase when all you're fucking drawing up is go routes? How are you going to know that when sometimes he doesn't even get the fucking football? How are you going to know?
Yeah, I get that.
Here, how about this? In his time in Philly, do you think they've properly used his skill set to the best of his ability? Do you think that they've utilized him since he?
Well, they've utilized it properly for the team.
Okay, I asked you for him.
For him personally, no. But at the end of the day, we're not the Philadelphia Devonta Smiths.
Remember who we're talking about here. We're talking about wide receivers here too.
Yeah, I understand.
Why these guys are on the sideline complaining a bit.
I got you. I mean, if I'm Smitty,
and if you're going to have those type of guys on your team, Zander, and you're going to have those alpha guys on the team like that, you've got to know, hey, look, when you hire people, you know what the fuck comes with everything.
Yeah, but I'm also done with the bitching. Like, Devonta signed a contract here, didn't he?
Hey, listen.
A.J. Brown signed a second contract here, didn't he? It's like, bro, if you don't fucking want to play in this offense, then don't sign the contracts here. We'll go get somebody else.
You know what a player would fire back at you? Say, so what? You're not fucking open to dialogue here?
Well, come on, man. I'm open to dialogue. Absolutely.
Okay, well then, no. You've got to be the guy like the dick in the locker room that Keith said yesterday. Look, this is what we're trying to accomplish. And you can't just go shut the fuck up like you and I would.
I get it. I do. I get it.
You wouldn't even look at them and go like this. Shut the fuck up and go sit down.
But isn't it so hard to be like dude, the success of this team, I mean, it is big success. They win a lot of football games, dude.
Big games, like
it's crazy. It's almost crazy if you think about how many games.
Big games, not fucking games.
Yeah, games, bro. Like a lot of them. So that's the one thing I have a hard time. Like I see some of the stuff that people talk about, but we keep winning, and we got a formula, and it is what it is. And part of me is just like, you got to rock with it. I'm not going to like everything, but it is what it is.
How much do you think Howie Roseman? Do you think? How about this one? Here's the trade talk, and I'm going to go here with you on it. By the way, supers will be read at the end of the segment. Don't forget, we have Battle Royale today. Should be very interesting because the Cowboys are getting better. From the beginning of the season to right now, week 7 in, how much do you think that trading of AJ has shifted? A lot? Small? Medium? Entertaining? Thought? End of season? Where do you think, or maybe you don't think it's moved at all in any way. Maybe you don't think at all it's moved in that conversation when it comes to AJ.
You're talking about trading him?
Yeah.
I think there's a statement to be made about maybe he's just unhappy here now. Like he got his ring and maybe he's like, all right, I want to go and dominate the league now. maybe it's fair to wonder. John told me for the first time he thinks it's a possibility now this offseason. So, I'm sure it is somewhat possible. And if they're going to do it, it's probably now the good time because you're going to be able to get the most value out of him this year. I mean, he's almost 29 now, so you're not going to get all that much. What did they trade for when the Raiders traded Devonta Adams? What did they get?
They got ones for him.
Did they? I thought the Packers got ones for him.
Okay, when they got. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yes, the Packers got ones. Devonta Adams
trade. I'll find it.
Okay.
Yeah, the Raiders got a conditional third-round pick.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember, he went to the Jets.
Yep. The Packers.
I'm just saying, like he was, and Devonta Adams was. There's not many who were as good as him in his prime. He was a fucking stud.
And the reason though that the Packers got ones is because he was electric up there in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers.
100%.
That
was when he was a little younger, I think. I think he was like 28 at that time. That's my point. So if you're in AJ's 28 now, I believe. Let me look what AJ is. Yeah, he's 28. He'll be 29 next June.
Can I tell you what I think it's about with AJ Brown right now? Okay. He's got his ring like Mike. I'm going to tell you with Mike Evans. Mike Evans is going to be a Hall of Fame football player. We all agree. 11 straight consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, right? But the Super Bowl that he won with Brady is going to mean a lot, right? On him getting into the Hall of Fame. A.J. Brown right now, when you look at his numbers and where he is in his career, okay, he's 28 years old. Dude, he's got 7,400 yards. And in this offense, there is no chance that he's going to expand his legacy when it comes to, like, catching up with those big – Mike Evans right now is 22nd in the NFL, and he's got 12,000 yards. A.J. Brown's 28 years old. The chances of him getting to 12,000 by the time Mike Evans is 32 years old, and he's got 12. A.J. Brown, over the next 29, 30, 31, 30, 4 years, has to get, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5,000 receiving yards. In that offense, that is never going to happen. Where is he ranked right now?
Wait, how many do you think he needs to get to the Hall?
I think he needs over 12,000, maybe 13,000.
Yeah, I don't think he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver, unfortunately.
Okay.
Think about how many good receivers there are in the game right now.
A.J. Brown is ranked 141st in receiving yards right now.
I mean, how many receivers from this era do we think are going into the Hall?
Here, I'll tell you right now.
They're not gonna. Remember, the game is changing.
Dude, Jefferson's going.
I know, but even if even your parameters though, they're going to shift a little bit because the game is changing. There's more passing than there was in the past. So,
right.
So Hall of Fame receivers from the 80s and the 90s are not going to be the Hall of Fame receivers, and even the 2000s of today.
Yeah, but he's in a 90s offense.
I know he is.
And that's what he's bitching about.
Which is why the receiver's not going.
This is a legacy thing. This is a legacy thing for him. He knows right now. He's got the hardware.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't have as much of a problem with that as some fans do. I mean, I get that. They're human beings.
I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I get that shit. I mean, they're human beings. Like Cam Newton said once, team accomplishments are great, but personal accomplishments are how we get paid or how we make our money or how we make our legacy or how we, it's how we're remembered. I know fans only care about how the team is remembered, but that's not what drives, at the end of the day, you got to get all the individuals in the room on board to get the one common goal. And that's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do, and to expect every individual player to just say, I don't care anything about what I do. I only care about the scoreboard at the end. That's just a naive thought process, in my opinion.
Anquan Bolden's got 14,000 receiving yards, and he's got a Super Bowl ring. I mean, A.J. Brown's going to get nowhere near 14,000 yards in that offense. He wants to go to some place like Kansas City. He wants to go to some place with a passer that can throw the ball to him. Okay? I mean, you know what I do if I'm the Eagles this offseason? I draft a wideout in the first round. and put him on the other side of Smitty, and I move AJ.
Look what the Bucs did.
Right, they got Ibuka. I thought they were going to go edge in the draft, and they need an edge. They went wide out.
Well, the Bucs would be screwed right now if they didn't draft Ibuka.
Completely dogged.
Mike Evans is out. I mean, look, aging wide receivers. So you got to keep it in mind. It wouldn't surprise me if they drafted a wide out soon.
Okay, people in there going, I'm crazy. Crazy on what? That guy is never going to make the Hall of Fame with seventh. He's 142nd in receiving yards right now, and he's trending for $1,000.
Guys, there's a lot of.
There's no fucking way.
AJ will be in the Hall of Great. The Hall of Fame is a different caliber. You know, I don't know if AJ.
And he sees himself as a Hall of Fame talent. And
I think he's a Hall of Fame talent.
Hey, dude, Barkley is a Hall of Fame talent.
Look at this comment.
Hall of Fame career.
If you were co-agents for AJ, would you be pushing for a trade? I would. Yeah, I would.
Depending on where.
Well, it depends on what my client wants.
Tennessee.
Underdog. It depends on what my client wants. If what we think what the client wants is true, and the way he does on social media insinuates that he wants to be out of here, then if he cares more about the personal stuff, absolutely. But if AJ's like, it is what it is, I want to win more, I wouldn't.
Would you trade him to the Bears?
Caleb Williams? What the fuck you getting there? They got like 4 wide receivers there.
Yeah, but they ain't got him. They got the guy that they drafted from Washington, Azuna.
Dunzy. Roman
Dunzy, that guy, right? You put him and him together, man.
Pats. They need to wide out. Imagine those
on the other side of Diggs?
Diggs and Brown.
Dude,
Holy.
Diggs
Drake May better go get a degree in psychology.
Diggs and fucking Brown with Drake May. You might challenge the Chiefs.
I like that Drake May, dude. That kid is a freaking good quarterback.
Would you trade A.J. Brown to the Chiefs for that kid from Purdue?
Karlaftis? Nah. That's a stupid trade.
No, you'd have to give me more back.
Yeah, I need more than that. I'm not trading AJ. I'm not trading AJ until AJ says I don't want to be here anymore.
You think AJ's acting like he doesn't want to be here?
I think for the first time he's shown that a little bit more than normal.
What's the tipping point?
I don't know what the tipping point is because the organization's weird about stuff like that.
Totally weird.
Yeah. So, I don't know exactly.
What about your boy not winning the NFC Player of the Week award? They gave it to McCaffrey.
What? Yeah,
guy pitched the perfect game. And fucking
Devonta was a good option for it too.
Dude, are you crazy? I thought Hurts was a fucking slam dunk on that thing.
Yeah, perfect passer rating, 300.
Perfect passer rating was fucking insane in the game.
Yeah.
They don't win it unless he plays like that. I thought McCaffrey. Dude,
are you saying there's a league conspiracy against Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I do.
Shitty ass. Man, I don't know what it is. Hollywood, if Hollywood Hogan's in here, Nad's in here. I can't buy your football team, guys. I just can't. I just can't buy him. Tom Brady's got him in his top 5, I think, on his power. I just can't buy the Niners. I don't know why. And I'm not doing it because I'm an Eagle fan. I'm trying to be objective about it. There's just something about the Niners. I'm just like, I don't think they're going to be there at the end, man.
Wait, can you buy this, though? McCaffrey's on pace for 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns.
McCaffrey's unbelievable.
He's on pace for 129 receiving and 1,253 receiving and 7 touchdowns. This guy's on pace for 2,400 fucking total yards from scrimmage.
Well, that's not as much as Saquon last year.
Yeah, but this guy's going to get 130 catches. He'll have more catches than AJ last year. And he might have more catches than AJ and Devontae this year combined.
No.
No. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You guys are back and you're high powered and you're going to get fucking.
I'm not saying that. I know what the Eagles are. Last week was there's much more of a chance that's a one-off than that's a consistent. But I do think they might have to shift a little bit this year to be able to manage the down in the run game. So what's that going to look like? But look, this team's going to win a lot of football games. They're going to be in position to win many games. And look, I think sometimes we overcomplicate football. Win 11, 12 games, and you got to have a big game in the playoffs, or win a game, or win a couple. Sometimes games come down to 4 or 5 plays. Win the 4 or 5 plays in the biggest games of the year, which Jalen has proven he rises up in those moments. Saquon rose up in those moments. AJ rose up in those moments. The offensive line, everybody did it last year. So I'm still taking that and using that to, as the reason to be confident for this team. And there's a lot to fix, but look around the league. Every team has a lot to fix. Every team.
Okay, I've changed my my approach for your team now for Sunday. I'm thinking more 200 yards passing for Hurts instead of the normal 145. And I'm thinking 51 now for Barkley.
Well, you said 150 last week. He threw for 330.
Right. I just said I'm upping it. Well, he ain't. Oh, that's right. Well, you think he's throwing for over 250 yards again?
I don't, because I think the Giants are going to drop back in the shell zone defenses.
Unless they're behind, which I don't expect them to be. If you're behind,
I don't know why I feel like we're going to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, but you thought the same thing a couple weeks ago.
I didn't.
I did too. Oh, I did. I thought you were.
No, I didn't. I picked a close game. I forget what my prediction was, but it wasn't a big one.
When you look at the Giants, I mean, fuck, where are you seeing it?
Look at Brandon.
Hurts 130 yards passing. I tell you what, if Hurts has 130 yards passing, you bet somebody better grab AJ Brown's phone because, hey, that's a good headline. Hey, what do you think the headline will be on Monday?
Oh, that was a fun game we played last Friday when we did that. All right, headline: if we blow them out.
Yeah.
Watch out, the Birds are back.
Okay.
Headline: if we squeak by them. Eagles still know how to win games. Division opponent. I don't think people are going to be like, oh, you should have blew out the Giants.
Eagles hold off Giants.
Yeah. That's probably what it will be.
If the Eagles get beat.
If the Eagles get beat in a tight game.
And swept by the Giants.
Yeah, that's trouble. That's trouble.
Trouble at Novacare.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. If they get blown out again, trouble at Novacare.
Novacare will mean KP.
KP is a stiff. He is.
You think he's the worst coach that they've hired for Hurts?
Dude, that guy seems like a total stooge.
John fucking supports that bookworm like he is just.
I would never hire that guy.
No way. I don't see it, man. He reminds me of a librarian.
Yeah, I'm not in on that guy.
Me too, man.
I don't see on that guy.
I want somebody with some moxie, don't you, dude? I mean, Jesus.
This is a fair pushback from Hogan. Zander, Robert Saleh, and Shanahan. It's true. They're Hogan. Shanahan is a great offensive play caller.
And 20 to 20.
Do anything else right in terms of being a head coach? Is he going to blow the game? Is he going to manage the clock correctly? Is he going to do the other things correctly that are necessary of a head coach? Sean McVay struggles to figure them out too.
Well, here, I think that Kyle Shanahan's a great coach for 56 minutes. The 4 minutes that matter the most in a game, 2 minutes in the half and 2 minutes at the end of the game.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what I think he's.
Now, Robert Saleh, I like.
Yeah,
I like
Robert Saleh is a really good coordinator, dude. He is. Let's do the supers, my friend. We got Mark Holmes.
By the legendary Mark Holmes in the building. Z, my bro said I will get on the
smiling for the first time instead of pusses on the face for Mark Holmes with his Cowboys here.
Hey,
man.
If I'm Mark Holmes, I'm walking in this bitch like my shit doesn't stink.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you,
football right now, man. That team's playing good football. I put Dak number 1 on my quarterback rankings yesterday.
Bro, right now,
Dak my bro said I will get on the postgame show. Kimberly, what are you talking about? The first Giants game? Yeah, Kimberly, you might be banned after willing that thing. And Kimberly comes on. She's like, the Giants are going to take it to us. And then they did it. Here's Kokorski. Bobo Patula was the worst coordinator since that idiot Jonathan Gannon. Yeah, he's about to get fired up in
Yeah, he is. He's going to take it up there.
A-Team says, why can't we see Drew Kendall or Mac McWilliams if we're playing other rookies? They can't be worse than what we have at respective positions.
No, wait. You're going to put Drew Kendall in there against Dexter Lawrence.
Honestly, well, you're putting Brett Toth out there. What the fuck's the difference? Drew Kendall was actually a good college player. Now, he played at BC. I get it. He's not ready to face Dexter Lawrence, but he could play guard and center. I don't know. I'm with you, Jason, but you probably don't want to throw him to the wolves with Dexter Lawrence.
No way. I'm putting Landon in there, dude.
First NFL start, you're going up against Dexter Lawrence. Jason, just think that one through.
He's throwing you out of the strip club, man.
Here's Michael. Jeffrey and Howie equals ego over RPO.
That's a reference to Hurts, and the best that Hurts has looked. No question about it. You know, you're only averaging 88 yards a game rushing the ball, which is crazy. 30th.
It's crazy, man. Javonte Williams is
I thought the Cowboys blew running the ball.
Huh?
I thought the Cowboys blew running the ball.
They don't blow this year. Well, when your passing game is working like that, thing's working. I mean, come on. You're going to run the ball.
Right now is on pace for 1,400 yards.
Yeah, but a lot of that is aided because Dak Prescott is surgical right now.
By the way,
I mean, that CeeDee Lamb comes back and he doesn't miss a beat.
Dude, I'm with you.
Jason says, there's a reason Sirianni, after we won that, said, let's run this shit back, Kellen. But he knew at the time Kellen was gone. KP is a fallback and escape. Yeah, Kellen wasn't all that impressive either, but he just had a better feel for the game.
Tell you what, he's doing a pretty decent job with Spencer Radler, who's a stiff.
Okay, look at it. Here come all the people who think I'm a Cowboy fan. The Dak Glaze. Bro, be objective. Talk about football. Dak's playing good football right now, bro.
He's playing exceptional football.
Football. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm up here to talk about football. I'm not up here to feed your narratives.
Yeah.
Ryan says, Z, did you figure out what to do on Black Friday? It's, Ryan, fuck off. Here's Jason. Public service announcement. If you're Dusty and contribute, we already got that. That was a great super chat, by the way. Thank you, Jason. All right, we got them all.
Wait a minute. Dak Prescott right now is, listen to this. Dak's throwing the ball at 71% completion percentage. He's going to throw for 4,600 yards and 40 touchdowns and 7 picks if he stays on pace right now.
This is the problem I see with Dallas right now.
Defense.
Well, obviously defense, but I'm looking more macro for a second. The problem with the Cowboys, in my opinion, right now, and maybe they'll be able to fix it, but they got this 1 year of Pickens right now, and the offense is incredible. I mean, it's the number one offense in football for a reason, and the thing looks perfect, but it's really not the year to have this defense being this bad because I don't think this is even a Jerry Jones problem. I don't think they're going to sign Pickens because in order to pay 2 receivers in the modern NFL, one of them has to be willing to be paid like a number 2. Devonta Smith took a pretty big pay cut to stay in Philadelphia. George Pickens is probably like, no way am I taking a pay cut. And I can't blame him for that. And you're also not going to blame Jerry for not paying 2 receivers north of $32 million. So you're probably looking at a stalemate there where George leaves, and I don't even know if it's going to be one of those Jerry Jones problems. It might just be the nature of the business. And then you're going to go back to not having as high-powered of an offense. And if you get the defense better, well, now you're without Pickens. So they either got to make a big move at the deadline or – because I think Dallas could sneak in as a playoff team. I got them right around 15, 16 right now in my power rankings.
If Dallas does get a defensive guy, okay, and they sign a defensive ball player, okay, I mean, yes. Look at this with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown right now in 7 games has 29 catches, okay? CeeDee Lamb has 21 catches and 332 yards. And
CeeDee missed a few games, right?
He's only played 4.
Yeah, so he missed.
And he's only 8 catches behind him.
Well, I mean, look, that it's tough to compare those. They're completely different styles of offense. I mean, Dak is a pass kind of guy, and he's great at it.
And this is why AJ's complaining.
Well, I get that, but I'm done. I mean, look, at the end of the day, AJ, you shouldn't have signed the deal then with Philly. That's why I said that. You knew what this offense was. I mean, you fucking signed the contract. Now you're bitching about it. You should have fucking went to the open market then, dude.
Yeah, but Saquon wasn't on the team when he signed that deal.
He signed that deal what, after the 22 season? No.
Yeah.
No. It was after 23.
Okay, he still wasn't on the team.
That was the offseason they signed Saquon. Intern says, at this point, send AJ with his contract and a new offensive coordinator. He's not a team player. I think it's fair to say that, but I don't know.
Wait a minute. You don't think AJ Brown's not a team player now?
Well, I mean, at what point the team is 5-2. I mean, like you said yesterday, and everybody, we got a lot of hate mail again because of your comment yesterday, but Jalen has a perfect passer rating and you're still bitching. Now, if he's trolling and they're all in on it, all right, yeah, it's funny. Who cares? But if they're not.
That organization doesn't like that kind of bullshit going on out there. You know that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not what they do.
All right, so good show, brother.
I appreciate you, Big Z. We will catch you tomorrow, my friend.
All right, my man. I appreciate it. Later, dude.
Got it.